Facebook says it will permanently shift tens of thousands of jobs to remote work. Twitter Square announces work from home forever option. And lastly, coming from Toby himself of Shopify, as of today, Shopify is a digital by default company. We will keep our offices closed until 2021 so that we can rework them for this new reality. And after that, most will permanently work remotely. Office centricity is over. Okay, there's some things I have to say about this. I just want to put in a little disclaimer saying that I was a former intern at Shopify, and I still love the company and I believe in their mission, and I'm going to be doing another internship with them later. I think that there's nothing wrong with having a permanent remote work option. I think it's something that a lot of companies probably should have had a long time ago, especially in tech where we can do our jobs completely online. There's a few things I think companies need to keep in mind when they're making these decisions though. Number one being that not everyone's living situation is ideal. Well, remember, most of us do not have a real workplace at home, or our home is too small to have a dedicated workspace, especially with roommates or spouses. So really, what you're doing is transferring commercial rent to personal rent. That's not cool. After reading these headlines, I contacted some of my former intern friends to see what their thoughts were on this. Like, quite a few of these guys have gone full-time, and the thing is that right now they're working from home and they're fine with it because that's what the situation requires with COVID. But if the office is closed, then they're working out of their bedrooms or out of their living rooms in their parents' house. Like, it's not an ideal situation. Having the office gave a place for people to go during the day to kind of get out some of that stress. The thing is with tech companies is that their culture in office is often amazing. They have free food, they have places to hang out. At Shopify, we had a cafeteria where you could go get food, or they had a coffee shop inside the office where you could go get coffee with your friends, and a band room where you could play instruments. They might still leave the offices there as a place to go to during the day to hang out with your friends and coworkers. And I really hope that's what they choose to do. I hope they don't just take the offices away from us. Hey, I just wanted to make it absolutely clear that I get these companies are doing what they have to do during COVID and potentially into the future to prevent like future pandemics. The point of this video is to bring to light some of the benefits that people get from being in the office that companies need to keep in mind before they make their decisions moving into the future. Now, yes, these companies are giving stipends and they are shipping out monitors and keyboards and all of that, but even with the stipend, like, some people can't even make use of it. They're living in a small Toronto apartment and they can't afford to have a full standing desk in there because really all they have is a bedroom. I think you might be underestimating how much a person living in 450 square feet in downtown Toronto needs to get out of the condo and into the office for 8 hours a day for their own sanity. I don't think it does anything good to your mental sanity if you wake up and you're working in the same room that you go to sleep. Like, you literally, from the time you wake up, roll over, sit in a chair, and you're online. And then at the end of the day, you can roll right back into your bed and go to sleep. And yes, that kind of sounds amazing, but I think I would go crazy after a little while of doing that. Remote is just not the same experience. I started my Shopify internship in office and I was there for the first half of the term, and then COVID happened and I moved back home to Windsor. I finished it off remote and it just wasn't the same. I didn't talk to any of the other interns. In fact, the only people I really talked to were people from my team. You know, people schedule in things like times for interns to get together into a Google Hangout and all talk, or for teams to get together and play games. But the casual spontaneity of office interplay is just not there anymore. It used to be that I could be at my desk and my friend could come by and say, "Yo, you want to go clap some coffee?" And then we would go over to the coffee shop, like Cody's Cafe and Shopify, make ourselves an espresso and hang out. Or someone would walk by and ask me to go to the band room and jam. Or we would just see each other as we were getting food and just have a conversation. We did nil, literally none of that online. Not to the fault of anyone, but it just doesn't feel the same when you're sitting at home. It almost feels like a bit of a burden because now your privacy, the one advantage of being at home, is kind of being invaded. The office actually was a huge money saver for a lot of people. The thing is that these offices provided free food. If these things are taken away and there's no increase in the compensation that people get, that's a lot more responsibility, a lot more financial burden that is placed upon people. So I hope companies keep in mind this fact when they're coming up with new policy or whatever they're doing. I think that a trap that a lot of people can fall into is that the people that are making decisions are executives. For them, working from home is working from like a cabin in the middle of the woods, or it's working from a penthouse apartment, or from even just like a normal house with enough rooms to have its own separate office and good internet connection, and to make it comfortable in there, like have proper lighting and everything. As well, they don't have to worry about how much money they're allocating towards food. I hope they keep in mind that the office is a lifesaver for a lot of people, and it really is kind of the heart and soul of a company. Maybe this will increase the work from home experience for all employees rather than them being kind of off to the side. But there is a certain energy that is in tech offices, and if they close down these offices, they might rob people of this energy that keeps them going. Let me again say that all of this is very new, so nothing is set in stone yet. Tech offices are a place that I made great friends and I had a lot of fun with them. And I think it's gonna be really hard to recreate that with working from home.
Fuck yeah, bud. This is nice. Holy shit. This is what I'm talking about. Yo, I'm transferring to Toronto.